Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we have a brand new Ketuo design. Now this is the Meridian, and it's designed by Mitchell Pickard. Now, I have another Ketuo knife design that I'm just going to give its own video because both of these are so awesome. They both deserve their own videos. So let's get into it. This guy I did briefly check out, I believe, at Blade Show in prototype phase. But now we have a production model, and it has a beautiful drop point blade in M390 steel. And I'm not sure what type of blasted finish this is, but it looks really good. I'm guessing it's a vapor blast because it's so consistent. It's not like a normal blasted finish. Like typically I don't look up to the blasted finishes. They have to be a certain type, and this is one of those types where it's more of a premium finish rather than a super budget friendly finish like a lot of blasted finishes are. We have titanium scales with a titanium pivot that's got these, not raindrop, but it's got the little dots in there. It looks really cool. The pivot is, it's basically just a flathead. It doesn't come with a tool or anything, but you can easily undo it with a flathead screwdriver. Then we have titanium hardware with a titanium mill pocket with a ceramic ball that actually works well. Two things. One, the cutoff for the lock bars on the inside, or at least mostly on the inside. Sorry, my camera's jumping, guys. I don't know why my camera is doing that. I need to figure out what the hell's going on with my camera. But anyways, the ceramic ball clip, normally I'm not a fan of them. Normally I think that they suck. This one, because of it being so long, it has tons of spring, so it winds up working really well. So this is a good ceramic ball titanium clip. The action is super good. I mean, this is a flipper tab that does angle downward, but it's kind of like an in-between a light switch and a push button you want to do, but mostly push button, because the light switch is not going to be the most comfortable because you'll slip off. But if you use it as a push button or like an in-between, it is super duper snappy. Nice comfortable flipper tab. However, I do wish that the jimping was sharper. I have a jimping file. I might just make those sharper. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But it's really good. Like, I'm not saying that that's a negative or anything like that. I would just prefer it. But, and it's more just like if your hands are sweaty or wet or something like that. If not, you don't even notice it. But anyways, the closing action is very, very smooth. It feels very glassy, like super duper smooth. I don't feel the bearings rolling at all. I don't feel the detent ball. Access to the lock bar could be better though. They did chamfer the insides, but they should have put a lock bar cutout right here for me to come from the side. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have bad access, like it's not painful and or anything like that. It's just more of a preference. I prefer good lock bar access, and this one could definitely be a little bit better. As far as the ergonomics go, this one's really good. However, I typically am not a fan of a handle that goes from thicker to slimmer. I typically want them to go from slimmer to thicker. This one does do the tapering down to slimmer. However, it's got a good thickness still, so it winds up working out very well. Like, I still have a good grip a lot of times, because the most important part of your ergonomics are going to be your pinky and your ring finger usually, because when you're going to push through materials, the knife does this, right? It goes to kick out. So your pinky and ring finger are what prevent it from kicking out. These fingers don't really do much but like balance it, because it's putting pressure against your palm. So you could technically cut just like that with two fingers. You're not gonna have as much control. But my point is that because of that reason of it kicking out and your fingers preventing it, if it's very thin and narrow, it can not be comfortable when pushing it through, especially through dense things. But like I said, this one's good, and because it's so neutral, you can use it in any form. Like, you can use it in any grip, any direction. Now, as far as nitpicks and negatives, one thing is the T6 hardware. I wish those were T8s. I don't know why they're using T6s. Reich Ketuo, they do an amazing job. Their knives are they always have incredible work, and they execute the designs extremely well. So I always love to see everything from them. I'm just surprised that they're using T6s instead of just T8s, you know. Some people don't like the look of the big hardware, but it's better because it doesn't strip out, or at least doesn't strip out as easily. The next negative is, you know, the sharp control and plunge grind, it's okay. I'm gonna get like 2 sharpenings in probably. The plunge grind, you know, it gives you a couple sharpenings. So I'm not saying it's bad, but it definitely could be improved. And then, like I said, you know, I wish the jimping on the flipper tab was a little bit more aggressive, or just had sharper edges. They're just too knocked down, a little too polished, even though it's very snappy. And then the lock bar access, like I said, I wish it was cut back. I wish there was more lock bar access. Other than that, running on ceramic caged bearings and ceramic detent ball, it's very snappy, good geometry, nice and thin grind. Love this blade shape. This blade shape is going to be so useful for just about anything you can do with a knife. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. I like this thing a lot, and it's an attractive knife. It looks good. It has a good look to it. Not sure about color options. I'm sure there is other color options. I believe there is. The yellow and the blue with the silver, I think looks good. It is a nice, it has a pop of color, but it's not out there. I do think it'd be cool to see them polish the dots in the pivot. If they anodized it and then polished the insides of those and either did them another color or possibly just left them polished, that would look really cool. We've been seeing that raindrop pattern on some other knives, and it does have a really cool look. All in all, I like the knife quite a bit. There's no milling on the inside for weight relief, but I don't think it's too heavy anyways. And I personally kind of like the balance. It's somewhat of a forward heavy knife, but I don't mind that whatsoever. It works really well. So there you guys go. The Ketuo Knives Meridian. I will have everything linked down in the description for you guys. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.